Okay, hi everybody, we are live. It's Saturday, September 5th. It's noon, and you know what it means? It means we're drawing together. Hi. And that's right, today our muse is Rick. I decided to put Rick front and center because you know he's a star. And today we're going to be drawing in pen. I hope everybody is comfortable with that. Right, and if you're not, that's okay because you can draw at any kind of medium that you choose. It doesn't matter. Yes, it's an adventure and it's not going to be a complete face. I can guarantee you this. I am planning today on focusing on the glasses. Okay, so Rick and pen. Okay, now let me talk to you a little bit about those tools. All right, let me move Rick to the side where I usually put my muses. Hi. All right, so there's Rick right there. All right, so I'm super happy about this. And yes, I think we have merged. That's absolutely right. Rick and France have merged. So I hope everybody is having a good Saturday, either morning if you're on the West Coast, East Coast midday, and in Europe, Asia, that's evening and middle of the night. So I hope you guys are doing fine no matter what you choose to draw with today. Okay. Oh my goodness. So apparently it's going to be warm on the West Coast today. All right. So take a look. I have a Pigma Micron, and actually I've decided to show you right in the opposite corner right there. Can you see that I'm putting my tools up so that everybody can see at any given moment during the live what I'm using? Because I know not everybody gets in at the same time. Some of you will come in medias res, as we say in Latin, in the middle of things. So the tools, sorry, it's the other way right there. The tools are Pigma 05, it's my favorite, but I also love a Copic Multiliner 07. This is, I mean, really, it's a toss-up between these two tools. It's about maybe $3 for one, closer to 10 for the other. Either way, very affordable. You can find those in any art store, or as I do, find them online. What I love about the multiliner is that you can reload the ink and you don't have to buy the whole pen. So I love that. So you buy new ink and that's all you do. Okay, so these are the tools. Our muse, I think I saw Rick was here. Oh, Stina, aren't you funny? France plus Rick. Frick? Oh, yeah, I think we got it. I think this is Frick, definitely. So, Rick, you're here, right? Hi. I don't know if you can stay the whole time, and Rick, I wouldn't blame you if you can't, because I know you're probably working. But obviously today is a really special day because in 2 days, on September 7th, my new class, Drawing Faces with France, is starting at Sketchy. And if you haven't signed up yet, I know a lot of you have already, and I thank you so much. If you haven't yet, the link to sign up to any one of my classes is below this video. You can look. And by the way, there is something I'm going to put up today. Take a look. You're going to find this little thing scrolling at the bottom, telling you that if you buy 2 classes of mine at Sketchy these days, you get 20% off with the code Faces with France. So that applies for any class that I teach at Sketchy. All right, so let me see who I have. My gosh, I have so many people I can barely keep up. And Rick, don't feel pressured to stay the whole time. As I said at the very beginning, I really want to draw and focus on what's in Rick's glasses, his eyes, try to capture that expression. I have Rick on my iPad right here, and I'm going to put that right next to my moleskin. So again, I hope you guys can see the tools. I put them up here. Moleskin, which is a large, and a Pigma Micron 05. maybe a little bit old, but I like them old because they tend to have little ink problems, and I love that. But anyway, okay. Da, 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 da. Okay. I'm so glad, Cynthia, that you're getting a new fountain pen. I guess that's what I'm reading here. All right, I'm going to get started. Remember that if I can't answer questions or comments as I go, it means that I'm probably way too much in the drawing. All right. Okay, we're going to start. Are you ready? Remember that I'm drawing with a pen. It doesn't mean that's what you have to do. Look at my tools in the upper right corner of this video. Pigma Micron 05 and large moleskin. You can use a pen. 2, you can use a fountain pen. Ute, maybe you, maybe Cynthia as well. Or simply pencil, anything you want. But what matters to me today is to try to capture the expression in Rick's eyes and the shape of his glasses if we can. Let's see what we can do about this, okay? So I'm going to magnify this in front of me. I'll be honest, I'm kind of happy about getting some symmetry today. Symmetry in the glasses. Let me see. Okay, if I draw here, you can see it well. All right. Oh, duh. There we go. That's how we want things, right? All right. This is good. And let me know, anybody, if there's something I need to do differently, if you can't see. So I'm starting with a straight line that you can probably barely see. That's normal. And this straight line is the top of Rick's glasses, okay? All right, Hilda in Pennsylvania, you're drawing with a fountain pen. Yay, okay. And perhaps for the bottom. All right, I need to stand because I need a bird's eye view of my... All right, yep. Once I've got that, I feel a lot better about having things not distorted. Sometimes I have to stand. There's something to be said about drawing standing up, everybody. Yeah. All right. Let's find the middle of this somewhere here. So if the middle is here, it means I can draw my glasses like this. My computer is heating up. That's a start, right? So move it up a little bit, Linda. Is that what you're saying? Or over this way? Would that work better for everybody? I think that's what you mean, Linda. Tell me, okay? If that's the way it should be. Sometimes it's really hard to... Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I'm getting it right. All right. So right now my pen is a little bit weak, but I like that because it allows me to make very faint lines. I'm kind of turning my pen into a pencil at first. I really like these glasses, Rick. I don't know where you got them, but they're very cool. I like the fact that they're not shiny, they're matte. And they have that thick rim going on. I like that, but not too thick. It's a good pair of glasses. And at our age, yeah, we need glasses. Rick and I are about the same age, we found out. And we have very close birthdays too. So yes, Tina, Frick. This is going to be a work of symmetry, more or less, because this is such a frontal view that obviously we want these two lenses to be somewhat equal. I'm really being tentative here and using the lack of ink to my advantage. You know, like my ink doesn't come out great right now, and I love it. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I know that having a Pigma that's a little old is always better, in my opinion. Yep, Rick, same thing with me. I have to wear glasses when I mean, have to. It's better for me to wear glasses when I drive. I found that I've really improved my eyesight by having those glasses. What can I say? We're in our 40s, you know? I really love drawing glasses. I don't know if you guys know this, but at Sketchy, there's a class that I started teaching last year called Glasses and Eyes. So anything about drawing those two things, there's a whole class for that. Yeah. It's okay to start in pencil. Sorry for flipping it around, but this is more than necessary. It's pretty crucial. It's funny how I feel the need to be really precise when I draw glasses. It satisfies my OCD tendencies, definitely. Yes, Ute, am I holding the pen deliberately at a bit of an angle? You bet I am. That's a big thing of mine, that if I don't want too much ink to come out, I will hold it at an angle that sort of prevents too much ink. Hence the, kind of faded and not so great look right now. But yeah, it's all deliberate. And it is definitely held. I'm using the side of my nib. Which is probably not the right way to do it. But again, you don't follow this to get the very academic way of drawing, do you? Because you're not going to get it here. You're going to get the wrong way of doing things, but we get things done. Never went to our art school. All right. Yes, I know I'm moving this around quite a bit. I know. But bear with me because there are some lines that are better drawn vertically than horizontally, and it just feels better. Oh, yeah. All right, so I've got a pair of glasses here. No pencil, that's fine. I could have used pencil, mind you, I would have saved time, I'm sure. I would have been a little less slow and a little less tentative, perhaps. See, I'm doing like a little bit of a thicker line now, more confident line. I'm committing to this now, Although I guess with pen you commit no matter what. I don't know if that's the exact shape of Rick's glasses, but so as I said at the beginning, the focus of this portrait of Rick is going to be very much glasses and eyes, expression in the eyes. Okay. All right. I hope that this little thing that's running at the bottom is not hindering too much, lowering it so that you can see better. All right, so now everything I'm going to place will be within those rims. And I don't know if I'm going to do much of the eyebrow on top. I have no idea yet. I haven't decided that far, okay? But one thing I can do is this, because lenses always leave a space between the rim and the lens itself. See this little space there? If you look at the original photo, you can see it. Okay. The edge of Rick's face right there. Beginning of the beard. There's an ear here, but right now I'm not touching that because it's outside of the rims. Yeah. Oh, Marlene, thank you so much. You are in Alberta. My goodness. So, what time would it be in Alberta right now? Maybe the same time as Arizona, perhaps? That's a wild guess, but I hope I'm right. Thank you, Marlene, for taking the class. As you see, everybody, those of you who are just coming in, there's a little ticker running across the screen there telling you that if you buy 2 or more of my classes, you can get 20% off. 20% off with the code Faces with France. Okay, I'm going in with the eyes here. Things are going to be much, much darker than what I'm doing right now. I'm only starting, barely putting the first touches here. Hope it's somewhat accurate. What happens when you draw in pen, obviously, since there's no erasing, whatever is going to be left out, like a little bit of reflection in the eye, you kind of isolate it here at first and make sure that you don't go in. Yep. All right. So it's 10 o'clock in Alberta. Right on. Awesome. So there's a 2-hour difference with Alberta. And I know that Canada is so big that you guys even have a time zone east of the US, which is something I didn't know until last year. That New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia are 1 hour ahead. Just how gigantic is that? Right now, let's enjoy the fact that the air conditioning unit next door to me, because my window's open a little bit, is actually silent, but you will hear it when it kicks in. It's pretty, yeah, audible, to say the least. Okay, so this whole area there is going to be very dark, right? So I'm gonna dig in, but only in layers. One of the things that is pretty crucial in this new class, my new September class starting on Monday, is whenever I draw in pen, I show you that the layers that you build are really the way to go, like a thin layer upon a thin layer upon a thin layer, rather than making one big one to begin with. Yeah. Oh, duh, Brenda, yes, Newfoundland is half-hour ahead of Maritime. That's so wild. Half of a time zone. Makes sense. And the cross-hatching has commenced. So as I said a second ago, I'm doing little layers of cross-hatching, okay? They are thin, they are faint, I would say, but that's because I'm not putting much pressure on my pen. And I apologize in advance, but this paper is going to move around quite a bit. It's necessary. And here comes that layering that I was just telling you about. Keep in mind that if you're wondering about the tools, if you're just coming in, they're in the upper right corner of the screen. Though to tell you the truth, I think they could deserve to be just a little smaller now, because I'm afraid it's going to take up space. I hope you guys can see them. All right. Yes, I can't believe how warm it's going to be in California today, when we, just like in Quebec, I believe it was Lise Anne Roy, you're telling us that you don't need the AC today. Same thing here on the East Coast, on the New Jersey-Pennsylvania border. No need for AC today. It's beautiful. There's the air conditioning. No, that's not the one. This is another one. Honestly, I'm using an 05 right now. Oh, there's the AC. But I could have easily have used an 08, and I think I would have been pretty happy with that. Yeah, the weather is perfect. Thank you for keeping me informed of the weather. I love that Ice Bear, you're coming from Ontario, Canada, and telling me the weather's good, and I love that. It looks as though Canadian weather, at least on the east side of things, And American weather is very much the same today. I mean, on the East Coast, of course, because you guys in Nevada and California. Oof. All right, I'm going very slowly here. I'm feeling, of course, the pressure to move a little faster because otherwise I could easily get lost in my little details. One of the things I say a lot now is don't hesitate to make it look not so great at first. It will come together and look a lot like what you wanted eventually. That's how I feel right now. I'm not at all seeing what I want, but as we build, it will get better. And by the way, I think moleskin pages were made for this kind of pen, really. That's such an interesting question. My thoughts and experiences drawing and cross-hatching with children. I have very little because I don't teach art in school. I teach French. So my experience with teaching with quote-unquote children, adolescent, is in language, not so much in art. So no, I have not, in fact, tried to inculcate the youth, in the ways of cross-hatching at all. That would be an interesting experiment. I would love to. Oh, I'm sorry. Drawing children's faces. I get it. Okay, so now that's a really interesting question because cross-hatching, in my opinion, lends itself very well to things like, wrinkly faces, faces that have a lot of things to say, right? And the problem with, I hate to call it a problem, but it is, the problem with kids' faces is they're so smooth. It's like we have absolutely nothing to hang on to, right? So I'm right there with you, Katie. Um, it's just a matter of keeping things with restraint. So basically, you do your cross hatching, but you just place it very lightly in the lightest areas in the darkest areas of the face, which are light, but never, it's never the intensity that we achieve here with a face that has, more folds and wrinkles and so forth. So I find that to be really tricky. Cross-hatching is definitely something that for children's faces you have to use with a lot of restraint. And even when you do it lightly. You see the kind of lightness that I just used here? That's what I'm talking about. Like you just want to do maybe one layer and otherwise, Paul, I would recommend maybe an O1. Like right now I have an O5, but an O1 would be great. And Lise Anne, oui, on peut échanger en français. Tu peux me taper tout ce que tu veux en français. Pas de problème. Et ça me fait pratiquer aussi, donc c'est bien. Okay. Yeah, I understand, Katie. I feel the same way a lot. Like if I go from drawing an adult to like back to back drawing a child, I tend to stay heavy-handed. What I would suggest though, before you start your child portrait, is maybe to just relax and do a little blind contour on the side, just something to get your hand loosened up so that you don't tackle it the way you would tackle something like what I'm doing right now, for instance. Mm-hmm. God, I love when this air conditioning unit stops. Quand la clim s'arrête, ça fait du bien. You know, that part of what I love the most about drawing Rick's face is, first of all, Rick's eyes, of course. But the fact that his face has so much to say. There's nothing too smooth about it. I tend to stay away from that. Yeah, I absolutely love the details on Rick's face. Jeez, I don't know what people are doing out there. Do you hear that, Nora? Okay, so we've got one eye not quite taken care of, but yeah. Yeah, I feel the same way about my face, Rick. There's nothing smooth about it. Uta, do I sometimes switch pens mid-drawing? Very rarely. I just try to make do with what I have and just sort of, apply different kind of pressure on my pen so that the pen that I chose at the beginning, it's like being stubborn. It's like choosing an outfit for the day. I don't want to change. I don't know why. I just have this thing about sticking to a tool, and that's it. And yeah, maybe I should very much change pens to make my life easier, and I don't. I don't do that. Again, I'm sure in art school they might teach you that, but I don't know. The O5 here, though, I have to admit, is very thin. You really have to put in quite a bit of work to get those lines to show. Which is okay, but you see, just to reach this kind of depth took quite a bit. Okay. Yes, Fiona, good question. You feel quite lost with cross-hatching. That's quite okay because it's not an overnight skill to acquire, in my opinion. So the new class has all the pen drawings that we do in the new class are going to be using this technique. So we did quite deeply into this. There's also, if you're interested, Fiona, a class that I teach called cross hatching. And since we're having this promo right now, if you grab 2 of my classes, you get 20% off. I'm just throwing it out there. Yeah. Bonne question, Lise. Anne. Quand je travaille avec le graphite, ça dépend, mais pas du H. Non. Je fais du HB, 2B, 6B, mais au moins HB, au moins. Et 2B parce que je préfère. Je trouve que le 2B est plus versatile, personnellement. Donc, mais H, j'utilise jamais, pratiquement jamais le H. Je crois que j'ai un crayon H et c'est très rare que je l'utilise. Ouais. Okay. All right, so one eye. I'm not saying that I won't get back to this because I might, but right now I'm going to leave it where it is. And try to tackle the other one. It's weird that I did not even touch the other one. Another thing I didn't touch, of course, Fiona, is the color of the rims of the glasses. It's dark. I'm really excited about this new class starting on Monday. The 3 media that I'm using are pen, pencil, and the Apple Pencil, which means going on the iPad. But at any given moment during the class, if you see me start in pencil and you're like, really, I'm not feeling inspired to draw in pencil today, then you can use anything you want. The point of taking a class called Drawing Faces with France is to draw, not to, learn one medium over another. If that day you feel like drawing in pencil, if I draw in pen, drawing in pen when I draw in pencil, that's perfectly cool. This is actually something that I really enjoy watching when I go on sketchy art school afterwards and I see the results. And I see that you guys used a different medium than I did. It's so cool. Don't worry about coming into this late, everybody. It's fine. Because this could translate really well in pencil too. It's just that last week, when I asked everybody, should I draw in pen or in pencil, I got an overwhelming response to do it in pen, so that's why I'm drawing in pen today. It's so satisfying. That ink on the Moleskine page is just so fun. Okay. Bonne question, Lise. And I'm going to answer this too because these are really good questions. Non, je le taille pas souvent, je l'aiguise pas souvent. La chose que j'utilise quand j'utilise un HB ou un 2B, oui, j'utilise un crayon mécanique. Donc pas besoin de tailler, quoi, pas besoin de déguiser, jamais, jamais. Et même quand j'utilise un crayon normal, je le taille avec une lame de façon à ce qu'il soit bien aiguisé et je le laisse aller, quoi. Donc en fait, en continuant à le tourner, je trouve toujours un côté aiguisé. C'est drôle, hein. Je taille en fait très rarement mes crayons, très très rarement. Peut-être au début d'un dessin, mais c'est tout. Même un 6B, ouais. Okay. Oh my gosh, Stina, you are making so much progress. You downloaded Procreate, but you still haven't opened it. How long have you had this iPad? You're funny. Oh, okay. You're gonna want an Apple Pen at some point. I can guarantee you that. It is really the logical thing to have. And I know what I'm saying. I realize that it's a very pricey tool to fork out $150 for a stylus is a big demand on any budget, but it will be an amazing investment. Oh, there's the air conditioner again. Well, we're moving slowly. We have 15 more minutes. Oh, Lisanne, tu es prof de dessin, c'est super. Ok. Oui, c'est Guisant pivotant. Exactement. Oh, I'm away from the focus, okay? Can I ask for your opinion, everybody? Do you find the ticker thing, la banderole, on va dire, under my video to be a distraction? Is it okay that I put it there today? And is it okay that it's still going? And if not, would you suggest I take it off and just remind you about this promo in spoken form? Let me know, because this is kind of an experiment for me to put more things on the screen today and hope that it doesn't, become a sensory overload. So I'd be curious to get your opinion on that. All right, let me stand for a second so I don't get these eyes completely wrong. Again, it's that need for a bird's eye view, that it's just necessary. All right. Otherwise, you know that when we sit and the surface is horizontal, things just get distorted. Okay, so a little bit of a distraction. No, yes. Okay, not a problem. Okay. Good, so you guys are able to tune it out, most of you. I'm just getting a kind of a poll going here. I'd like to know. Because if it is not too much of a distraction, then I think this is how I'd like to remind you guys that there is a promo going at Sketchy. It's a good one. Take advantage of it. Thank you. Okay. Sorry about adding distraction to the screen. Maybe there's another way to do it. Maybe throwing it at the top or something like this. Yeah. Stina, of course you speak some French, because in Denmark You guys are really good at languages. Well, all, Scandinavia, I think in general. You have a thing or two to show us the French about how to learn a language. Same in the Netherlands. You guys are amazing with English and French. And we in France were like, I do speak English. But we never learn really good pronunciation because we study so many texts in school in France. This is kind of like what the curriculum demands, that our teacher never really teach pronunciation. And we end up with really goofy accents. Did I just blame the French education system? Of course. I'm a product of it. In 12th grade, I had 12 hours of philosophy no, not 12, 10, sorry. 10 hours of philosophy per week. 10. But nobody taught me how to type on a keyboard or keep a budget. So when you go out into the world, yes, you know about philosophy, but I don't know. I have pretty strong opinions about that. Yes, Rick, leave your Instagram name here, absolutely. Okay. We need to know your Instagram name. What's interesting is I usually find Rick's photos on Instagram because, of course, we follow each other. And then based on what I see on the Instagram account, I run off to Sketchy and I save the ones that I love, hoping to get to them at some point. This is my approach. Is everybody doing okay? I hope you guys are enjoying this. Obviously, because I limited myself to the eyes, I think I'm gonna get a sense of, if not completion, maybe at least of having done something that looks like what I intended. Because otherwise I would get lost in everything else. I wouldn't want that. Katie, I do use the Sketchy app to look for my muses. This is kind of like my landing place. And then from there, I save, and everything that we upload, we do in Sketchy Art School. But yeah, the Sketchy app is the beginning for me. Moleskine is the brand name, Polly, of these kinds of sketchbooks. I'm using a sketchbook right now called Moleskine. And what you want to make sure that you get, if you are interested in getting one, first of all, the pages are cream, not white. And don't use a notebook because you're going to get lines, unless you want to draw on lines, and that's cool. But if you want a blank page, like the one I'm using, then you want to get into the sketchbook. And I have a few. Moleskines, I have a few, but then again, too few to mention. Of course, I'm going to quote Sinatra. We are in New Jersey. Oh my gosh, Stina, that's amazing. Amazing. Oh, Cynthia, everything you said here, like these skills you're talking about, I agree with you 100%. And I teach public school, and I will definitely agree with what you're saying. Shop class, yes, a big yes to that. So many kids want to go to college and don't understand that it's not for everybody. I think if I were to do it all over again, I probably would not go to college, but that's a whole other discussion. Okay, and here again we have the edge of Rick's face right here. I'm trying to go just a little faster here towards the end, so that I'm getting a sense of completion, even though, well, that's a tall order, I would say. I love that, Debbie, adulting lessons. We need more of that. And yes, Ute, there are moleskins with white paper. There will be your watercolor moleskins if you want, but if you want that smooth paper, the big trademark, I believe, of moleskin is to have this this yellowish, beige-ish paper for the smooth surface. Yes. It's way okay to work with your hands. I swear that if I could do it all over again, I would become a automotive technician. That's what I always wanted to do anyway. Oh, Marlene, that's great. X-ray tech, yeah. practical skills. I have the feeling that this side is a little more, it's a little sketchier. Yeah. Thank you, Paul. I really enjoy doing just eyes within the rims of glasses. All right, everybody, as we're nearing the end of our little session today, I don't know about you, but it flew by for me today. Let me just remind you that I'm looking forward to this new class starting on Monday in a couple of days only. Drawing faces with France. It's about building a habit, it's about building skills. The skills are the tools, the creative habit is really the goal. And I hope you guys will enjoy it. Okay, interesting. I used almost, a faster strokes here, and I can see the difference between, the two. I don't know if you can sense it too. I hope this is still in the frame. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Ute, happy birthday to your Volvo. And Cynthia, you had a 1966 122. I'm so jealous. I know exactly that car. I know what car that is. I love the 122s. I saw one in Brooklyn once, and the person driving stopped at a red light, and I was crossing the street in front of him, and I was like, "Is that a 1968?" And he looked at me and he said, "Yes." And it was a 122 wagon as well. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love the C30 Ute. I absolutely love that model of Volvo. One of my neighbors here has one. What a cool car. Problems with Volvos is because they're so expensive, anything that goes wrong with it costs $400. That's an issue. It's kind of like Audis or BMWs. At least in the US, they're very pricey to maintain. Maybe in Germany they're a little more affordable. Okay. We are nearing the end. So you see, I think I was reasonable by telling you at the beginning of this that I would focus on the glasses and the eyes, and that would be it. I did not even do the eyebrows on top, because sometimes that's all you can do in 1 hour, right? Okay. So I'm gonna go because it's 1 o'clock. We used 1 hour to draw, I know, only this. But frankly, I just love sometimes flipping through my sketchbook and finding little moments like this. Rick's eyes today was a lot of fun. It went really fast for me. I hope you guys also found this session to go fast. Okay, oh my gosh. If you guys start talking about Volvos, I'm gonna stay and I'm gonna keep talking about them. I used to have a Volvo 240 17 years ago, and then I bought another 240 5 years ago, no, 6 years ago. I love those cars. but the P 1800, oof, be still my heart. Okay. Cynthia, I absolutely love everything that you have to say today. I think you and me, if we met, we would get along very, very well between the Volvos and how we think about education. Yeah. So, Rick, thank you so much for staying. Et merci, Lisanne, de m'avoir fait parler en français. Je suis bien contente. Et Cynthia, happy birthday, joyeux anniversaire. I'll see you guys next week, which will be at the end of the first week of this new class. We'll have a lot to talk about, and I can tell you right away that next week will also be in pen. Maybe not Pigma Micron, but probably more along the lines of a ballpoint pen. Okay, everyone, I'll see you next week. Thank you for those of you who were here today. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I'll see a lot of you on Monday. I know that for sure at the beginning of the class. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Have a great rest of your weekend. I'm starting actual school and teaching public school again next week, so it's a big one. All right, bye, everyone. Have a great rest of your weekend. Besos y abrazos. Mwah.